Alrighty, my dotty. My dotty, what the fuck? The shit I'll be saying. Okay, so let's see how we are. The shit I'll be saying. Okay, so let's see how we are. Alright, we look good on this end, on the yitty yitty. That's my new nickname for YouTube, guys. The yitty yitty. Alright. So, welcome back to another video. It is my star. Here to show you how to be a my star of your reality. In the best way. Okay, because that's the way that I want to say. And if you don't want to say, then you might not want to play. So I don't want to get you too much in the way. Alright, so get out of my face. Alright, guys. What the fuck? Me throat, mate. Me throat. Alright, so, as you guys can tell from the video, the title of the video, actually, not the video itself, this video is going to be about how I went from ADHD to creating daily. Alright? Put a little bit of a rhyme in there, you know, a little bit of a rhythm, a little bit of a a little bit of a reason, you know, because I'm not committing treason. I'm just trying to plant some trees in, you know, put some stability into the ground, put something substantial, alright, something creative. Okay, so, before I get into the video, you know, a little bit of a preface as well. I wanted to talk about how my internet hasn't been working properly, but honestly, now I'm thinking about it, I don't even care. My internet's been trashed lately, but I'm not gonna let it stop me. Even though it postponed things a little bit, you know, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep living up, and I'm gonna make sure that I fill my freaking cup. And one of my cups is the YouTube cup that I'm trying to fill up. Alright, so it's currently Gemini season, okay? So my Geministic qualities are a little bit potent right now, so bear with me, guys, bear with me. I'm a Taurus Gemini cusp, but when it comes to Gemini season, I might just be a Gemini. I might. I don't know. Maybe you can be the judge. Any hoo-ha. You know, if you know what a hoo-ha is, then you know that that is definitely not the right context to be using hoo-ha. Any hoo-ha. So, before I get into the video, I want to preface this video by saying that I'm not officially diagnosed with ADHD, okay? I'm not officially diagnosed. Not that I actually believe in ADHD per se. It's not that I don't believe in it. I do believe that the characteristics themselves that are being displayed and exhibited and observed by said psychiatrists or psychologists are real. Okay? But putting it in a blanket term and then calling all this group of people called ADHD, ADD, I don't believe in that, because in the future they're probably going to come to you in about 5 years and tell you, oh, actually, now it's ADHD, ADD, and ADHQ. Oh, and we also have ADHP, and we also have ADHR. You know what I mean? Because it's so broad, and there's so many different characteristics and ways that it can be displayed in, alright? But when it comes to me, the reason why I even say this, if I'm not diagnosed, because some people will be like, okay, well, if you're not diagnosed, then how are you going to sit here and talk about ADHD? Well, one time, actually a few times, I took dexamphetamines. So if you know what dexamphetamines is, then you know that it's an ADHD medication, alright? And it only acts in a certain way, and it only triggers certain chemicals in your brain if you have ADHD, air quotes, ADHD. So, my brain started to react in an ADHD type of way, which led my friend to tell me, that's not normal. You should have been feeling this. And in fact, you felt this. Therefore, you have ADHD. And I said to him, wait, what? That would make a lot of sense though, because I do be struggling with certain things, a lot of things that normal, neurotypical people do not struggle with, okay? So, that's my little bit of a disclaimer before I get into this video. Not officially diagnosed, but if you know a little bit about ADHD medication, you already know I don't need an official diagnosis, because they're going to diagnose me with it anyway if I was to go in, due to the fact that my brain is not wired in the same kind of way as a neurotypical individual. Okay, so now getting into the nitty-gritty. What's the nitty-gritty? The nitty-gritty is that when I was struggling with my ADHD, I was deep in that shit. Okay, I struggled with, what do they call it? Executive dysfunction, right? I struggled to get things done. I was not a finisher. I was a starter, but not a finisher, okay? I would start one thing, then I would move on to the next, then I'll move on to the next, then I'll move on to the next, and I struggled massively, okay? Also, I had many other symptoms, okay? You can write down a list. I'll probably tick about 90% of them, you know what I mean? Like hyperactivity, that's the textbook symptom. You also have the inability to stay focused or being hyper-focused. I was definitely a hyper-focused type, although I exhibited the inability to focus on certain things as well, okay? Also, that emotional instability, the list goes on, mate. I'm telling you, like, if you want to check